Guys, welcome back to the channel. As usual, I am your host, Sellssi Fiawe. And as we do it here on the channel, we're going to have a little discussion on Black Stars player transfers this season. The season kicks off in England on Friday. And we'll be talking about the Black Stars players who have made significant transfers and the young ones as well who have made strides in making transfers into big clubs in and around Europe. We'll also talk about the Ghana versus Angola game. Based on those transfers and big moves made by players, which players should we look forward to Coach Otuado calling up into the national team ahead of the game versus Angola and Niger? I'll not be doing this alone. I'll be doing it with my good friend here, Delali. Delali, welcome to Sahara Football.
Thank you. Thank you for having me. It's a pleasure to always be around.
How are you looking forward to the season?
Well, I think obviously it's always busy. Apart from being a journalist, I work with a football club. So when the season starts, it's work and then also having fun. But at the end of the day, we enjoy what we are doing. So I'm pretty much excited for us. This will be our second season in the league. So we are both looking forward to the Ghana Premier League and then the Europe League as well. We'll talk about it. We've seen a lot of Ghanaian players move around a lot. So yeah, it's going to be an exciting one. Honestly, I'm looking forward to it.
Okay, so don't forget to subscribe if you haven't. Click on that notification bell to get more updates. So we'll jump right into it. And Black Stars player transfers this season. How have you been? What are your thoughts initially on the transfer made and what has caught your eyes? Which transfers have caught your eyes?
I think, after SCN, Muntari and the likes moved, we've always struggled to get Ghanaian players play at the highest level. There was almost 5 years where we didn't have Ghanaian players play at the top flights. Then we got Right to Dream, thanks to Right to Dream. They had a lot of their players moving into the big teams. So you could see Mohamed Kudus, Kamadin Suleimana, and Nesniama. Look at the last 6 big transfers that has happened in Ghana football has one way or the other been evolved around to the Right to Dream guys. So fortunately for us, we get to see our players play at the top level, and it's always exciting to see Ghanaian players being talked about by the likes Sky Sports, Fabrizio, and the likes, giving you updates on big Ghanaian players and their moves. I think this kind of transfer window has been an exciting one for Ghana because we've seen a lot of our players move around. There was a lot of news about Kudus. We still don't know whether he's staying because the window hasn't been closed yet. There's Jordan, there's Force Namankwa, there's NX Nyama, Fatah Ishaku. So a couple of Ghanaian players have moved, and then the young boys too as well. So honestly, I would say this transfer window has been one of the active ones for Ghana.
Okay, so let's get into the specifics, and we'll start off from the big one with one of the big clubs, and consider the big clubs because Brighton have been churning out a lot of talent. Yeah. Osman Ibrahim from FC Nordsjælland, following the footsteps of Kudus Mohammed to Brighton and Hove Albion. And now we're hearing that he's off on loan to Feyenoord. First of all, that Brighton move, what did you think of it when you initially heard of that one?
I think it was a solid one, and I'm somebody that if a Ghanaian player moves, apart from the opportunities to play football, I'm always also interested in the financial aspect of it because it's work that they're going to do. So if you see any Ghanaian player moving into the English Premier League or England, it's a big move for you because your wages also goes up and you earn a couple of coins into your account. So it's always important. So I was excited that he's moving from Northern where they are more treated like youth players to a more professional team where I'm not saying Northern isn't a professional team, but there they see you like a youth player development, so you don't really earn that much. But once you come into the English Premier League, so Brighton was a good move. Their style of play was also good, and if you look at the kind of football that De Zerbi was playing then, it kind of fits into his style of play and what he was going to be. So I was excited, and they also allowed him to stay. Unfortunately for him, the coach that bought him got transferred, or the coach moved from the club. So now you come to the team, you haven't kicked a ball for even the people at the club to see how you will feel, and now the coach that brought you and believed in you is no more there. So you come, it's a bit some way. The coach that is coming also has his own style of play. It's a bit it's just an unfortunate incident for him because the person that believed in him, brought him, has moved on, and there's no way De Zerbi will just move you with him because you have signed, you haven't even kicked the ball. So I think he staying there was a break or not moving, because there was a possibility that if he had moved to Brighton, he would have played under De Zerbi for the people at Brighton to see that he's a good player. For him to stay with the club, but he didn't even get a chance to play for Brighton. So now they don't know who you are going to be, and at this point they can't also assure you, because the new coach cannot assure you that he gets you playing time. So I think it's just I'm just not happy,
that he's moving to Feyenoord.
Yes, because I just feel he has enough quality to play in the English Premier League.
Some would say that him going to Feyenoord will give him a lot of playing time. What do you say to that?
Obviously,
and as a young player, playing time is what you should be fighting for, because the more you play regularly, the better you get.
Right. That's the only good thing about it. And also, he's just fortunate to be young, because flip the coin. Assuming if he is not a young player, like he's going to struggle. He's young enough to have 2 years with another club, just to try and error and see how it works. I'm just saying that I have belief in his quality, that I think he can play
in the Premier League,
in this Brighton team.
Well, today the papers are going to be signed. He'll be a Feyenoord.
I think it's not a bad move. Go get playing time, because Edingra and some of the Brighton players
Mitoma
went away, and then they came back to come and play for Brighton. So let's see what happens.
Osman Ibrahim is off to Feyenoord, in case you've not heard it. In my last video, I posted it, and it's been confirmed. He'll be officially unveiled come Wednesday, that's tomorrow. He'll be a Feyenoord player, and if you look at the clause, it doesn't involve a buy option. So Brighton will be taking care of all his wages. And
I think with his wages, Feyenoord will be paying.
Brighton will be taking care of all his wages. I think Fabrizio confirmed that on Twitter.
Because I read a report that Feyenoord are going to take care of his wages as he plays for them, because maybe he's not on a huge wage that.
Well, he's not going to be in the Premier League. And I counted 9 players from Ghanaian players who are going to be in the Premier League this season. That makes it 8 now with him. I was really looking forward to see him play, but that is it. Let's move on to our next one. The Forcing Amankwa to Norwich.
Yeah, that guy's career trajectory has been very, very exciting.
Yeah, he's a product of the local leagues, Wafa, and all that.
Play for Wafa. He's them kind of players that when you watch Wafa play football, before Right to Dream, Wafa was. I don't want to say before Right to Dream, but like Wafa were also really, really
on
developed.
Top,
Yes. But it's more like Wafa had a model that's. They were also competing in the Premier League, unlike Right to Dream. So Right to Dream had more chance to just concentrate on developing the players. And I think even now, Right to Dream themselves have started competing in the league. I think they have a Division 2 team, a Division 2 side that they compete in the league now. But Wafa was more of develop players and play in the league. So we used to see Wafa players more and how good they are than Right to Dream. You got to see Right to Dream player when the players moved to Northern. You get it, but for Wafa, the players were playing the Premier League, so we could see them, and I think Forcing was one of them.
For Forcing Amankwa, it's like a unicorn story, because we don't see a lot of Ghanaian players or those that play in the local leagues, as you would know, because you've worked with a couple of the leagues and teams before, moving into Europe, and then RB Leipzig into now Norwich. It's going well for him. What do you think is the reason for that? How did he just?
He's good.
He's good.
Yeah, I think I've always taught footballers, and because of where I work, I sometimes get a chance to meet coach like managers of players, and when they come, tell me ban on him, boy, and you know what I tell them, that football is in a way that if you are good, everybody will see. Like, it's not something that you can hide it. You know? If you are good, you don't need to come and tell me again that you are good.
I'll see it.
We go see say the ball, play.
You not play.
Exactly. So I think that's it. Forcing is good, and once you are good, you move. Look at Ishaku, for instance.
Yeah.
Like, it's just
Ishaku initially it wasn't going well.
He struggled because he's obviously young. He has moved to a different, and they were also not ready to even give him the chance to explore. Once Leicester City gave him the chance to explore, look at what he was able to do. So it's more of being talented. Once you are good, you play. Everybody realizes that you are good.
For some, they say that they are talented. People are talented, and they attribute them not going forward in their career to being in Ghana where there's low opportunities and all that. Any truth in that for you?
Yeah, sure. The fact that I'm not playing for an European club is classic example because my friends like saying I used to be a good footballer, and I know a couple of other guys that are very good that are into other professions. Some are accounting, some are solid creative guys. So I have a couple of friends that are very good footballers but didn't get to pro. So obviously it's not everybody.
Yeah.
And according to statistics, Brentford did a report that shows that over 80% of players that play in their youth level don't go pro. So it's obvious that not everybody will be a professional. A lot of factors also goes into it. But I'm saying those that get to pro, you get to pro, you get the opportunity to play in. There's a lot of players that are Ghanaian players that have been to City, but ends up not getting to their full potential. That's what I'm talking about. So when you are good enough and you move from a Ghanaian club to any club outside Ghana, there is upon you to prove to the world that you're a very talented footballer. So yes, the others that will not go pro, that one, I'm not talking about them. I'm talking about those that will get the opportunity to move outside Ghana to other clubs or other countries. For that, if you're able to put in the work, because some Ghanaian players where players that have not lived to their full potentials because they went there, didn't concentrate, small money came, they lost concentration. But if you stay focused, if you are grounded enough, you can go all the way to the top. And there are examples of that. Michael Essien, Muntari, Asamoah, like mention them.
Yeah, there are a lot. So final, I think we've spoken a lot. And under 18 guy, Fatal Ghani, what can you tell us about him? What do you know?
I think and there's something that the Division 2 clubs in Ghana are doing. People haven't paid attention to them. But have you realized that if you look at the big moves, Ghana to Europe, it comes from there. Take your time and you guys should take your time and do this research. The big moves, Ghana to Europe, most of the players are from the Division 2 clubs. And when we did I did the Waffle tournament, and I did it with Clinton, and most of the agents that came because of Division 2 clubs in Ghana. When you talk to them, they will tell you they have partners. Almost all the Division 2 clubs in Ghana.
So they are doing their work.
See,
they are working overtime.
We should just keep quiet and watch. I've always said this. Most of the Division 2 clubs in Ghana have the best branding. Watch the Division 2 league and see.
Interesting. So let's segue into the Black Stars team. We've seen the transfers. The Black Stars are going to play Angola and Niger. Which players are you expecting Otuado to call?
First of all, do people have a pack?
We are using the Baba Sports Stadium to play that
Sure,
game.
you will play for that?
Yeah,
okay.
Baba Sports Stadium.
Yeah,
and the local clubs and those playing in the CAF Interclub competitions will be using Accra Sports Stadium. So
if the Accra Sports Stadium is the one that has been accepted now by CAF.
And Kumasi, so it has been accepted.
Okay,
so we have two accepted.
If people get packed, they are fine.
So let's look at that game. It's the double header, Angola and then Niger. The expectations, the players, and Otuado.
Yeah, I've always said that when it comes to Afcon qualifiers, when they put me head coach, you assistant, we can qualify Ghana. No, as for Afcon, I'm not going to win the Afcon. As for Afcon qualifiers, yeah, any coach can qualify us to the Afcon, and I think Otuado knows it. It's not really a big deal, but it's a competition he needs to be able to win. We are playing at home in Kumasi against Angola. They're a very tough side, a very stubborn team. At the Afcon, they really surprised everybody.
Yeah, they surprised everyone.
And this, the Afcon qualifiers is very packed now, and they're going to play. You are supposed to finish before next year. Yeah, you are supposed to finish before next
September.
year. And through that period too, there's the World Cup. We are also going to play. I think it's also going to help Otuado because he needs more games time to know his players very well. I'm expecting Ghana to obviously win because we've not been losing in Kumasi. There are some tough games that we've been able to win, and also the two World Cup qualifiers games that in as much as we wanted Ghana to win, we're not expecting us to be this vintage, but Otto managed to do that. I think his team will be settling down. Maybe he will not score plenty goals like the other time, but I expect him to at least dominate opponents.
Are there any new players you expect him to call up or returns? Joseph Edu has come back from injury. Do you expect him to be in?
No, I don't think Joseph is fully fit. to walk back into the squad, because even at his club side, he's playing. They are gradually warming him into the squad, so I don't really think Otwado just call him and throw him into the team. I think Konisdorfer too has not been bad in their preseason.
3 games, 2 goals.
He has been good. I think
Bundesliga 2 has started.
Yes,
so.
sorry, the Liga 2. Obviously, he's not a bad player. It's just unfortunate that he worked under a coach that I believe wasn't good enough. I've said it on countless.
Grace Hughes.
I've said it on countless times that he just threw him into the Afcon and got him into trouble. But I believe he's a very good player. He's young. He will always get a place into the squad. But I really don't think Otwado would make a lot of changes in the squad.
Yeah. So Konisdorfer doesn't make it for you.
If Kamaldeen is injured.
Yeah, Kamaldeen is injured.
So he will not be in. But the role Konisdorfer plays, but if he calls him, I won't be surprised.
You won't be surprised. Okay, so
but I don't expect
the forward line has been a problem for us. That's why I'm asking about Konisdorfer. Those that you would want to be in the forward line.
When we got goals, we scored goals. Irrespective of where he came from, we scored goals. And the only player that was part of the squad but is injured is Kamaldeen. So if you want to take him out, it's Kamaldeen. And now this guy is also fit. Pencil is fit, and Pencil was always going to be called. If he was injured
during the last 2
yes, obviously. So if Pencil is there, Konisdorfer is there. Who is he going for? Pencil, obviously. So I think Pencil should be a returnee. I think Pencil should come into the squad. Apart from that, and also I don't think he would call Edmond Edu. I don't know, but if he calls him when we go to the press conference, I'll really ask him
what at all is
like what he's but apart from that, I just feel he's them player that every squad there's one player that you don't know why he's there, but he's there. Yeah. But based on the squad he has and the availability of players we have in that position, I just feel say the guy no go get called up again.
Okay, so that's how we end our conversation today. We're talking about the Black Stars team and the transfers that have caught our eyes, and a little bit of a preview into the Angola game. I think we'll talk more about it before the Angola game itself. Look at the possible starting 11, possible squad that will be named and called up. We'll see what happens. Delali, thank you for joining me for this conversation.
It's always a pleasure.
Let us know your thoughts in the comments box on this one here. Ghana vs Angola is on the 5th of September. Yeah. And the 9th is versus Niger. The season kicks off this Friday. Manchester United versus Fulham. See you guys in the next one. Have a great day.